Well, first thing I need to do today is figure out where to put the shield. Alright, what I've done is I put duct tape and part of the shield that I'd cut out onto the shield. That way I can fill this in again. And then I just put clay over it, and that hides the duct tape. Which is filling in the crevices and around and underneath the strings that come away from the shield, because it still has to be cast. One reason I'm painting it is it shows up those areas I've got to fill in a lot easier. You can see the holes a lot easier than you can with this dark material. I don't think this piece will actually be going to do any shows, but if it was, then this would make it less confusing for the people who view the clay. They'd be wondering, why is it dark there and light there? Now that I've put the shield aside, I'm going to work on this guy's hand, and right now I can see a big problem with his wrist. It's really narrow, so I've got to match the size of this wrist with the size of this wrist and start the hand again. Okay, this is the original photograph that I went by for this piece. And as you can see, he's carrying a war club, and the warhead, the stone head is a lot smaller than the one I had. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually redo that war club with a smaller head on the end of it. Making an armature for the head of the war club. And I'm going to make it out of baling wire. There we go. I put it into the end of the tube, of the copper tubing. And then I'm going to that makes it so it doesn't move. It stays there. Okay. It's called fast steel. It's a putty type material. And I put it on top of that armature I made. And now I'm just going to let it harden. And while it's doing that, I'm going to make the handle, or get something made for this. Got the cloth cut out of a piece of spare rag, and now I'm dipping it into the wax. This is something I would highly recommend that no child ever do, because the wax is extremely hot, and you can damage yourself forever and scar yourself if you don't do it just right. Rushing to get this done because I just got a call from a friend whose ride to the airport in Bozeman had to back out because of a family problem, and so I have to take them to the airport in about a half hour, so I'm just going to try to get this done before I leave so I can work on it tomorrow. what I'm doing is I'm pressing it in on itself so I can make a seam that I can cut later on. I don't know if this is going to work. Everything's an experiment when you do it, and I'm just sort of doing as I go along. I've never tried this particular way of doing anything before. We'll see if it works out. Well, I'm coming back from the airport. I had to take a friend to the airport, that's why I had to cut things short today. Their ride to the airport had a family emergency last night, and he spent the whole day trying to figure out who to call, and he had to get to the airport for an airplane he was taken to Denver, and so I was the only one that he knew that could take me over there. So beautiful day today. It's just rainy, but in a way that's beautiful too. All right, I'll be back on the piece tomorrow, and we'll get as far as I can tomorrow.